It started with a potted plant. To be specific, a ceramic planter shaped like a gnome, which apparently went missing from Karen's front porch one Thursday morning. Now in most neighborhoods, a stolen lawn gnome might get an eye roll and maybe a post on the community Facebook group. But not here. Here, in the tightly wound, rule-obsessed realm of our homeowners association, a missing lawn ornament became a federal-level investigation. Well, according to Karen, anyway. Karen is the self-appointed guardian of the neighborhood, the kind of woman who wields her HOA rulebook like it's a sword forged by the gods of suburbia. She has security cameras, fake, but no one's brave enough to tell her, records license plates of visitors, and has been known to use a measuring tape on people's grass. So when her garden gnome vanished, she went on high alert. Unfortunately, my sister Julia happened to jog past Karen's house that morning, in yoga pants, listening to a podcast, minding her own business. Karen didn't see that. What she saw, apparently, was a suspicious woman in dark clothing loitering near her property. 2 hours later, Julia was publicly named on the neighborhood forum. The post read, "To the young woman with the ponytail and earbuds, don't think we didn't see you. Missing items from my porch equals coincidence? I've reported it to the HOA and am looking into police action." Julia came over that evening, fuming. "Can you believe this woman? I'm being accused of stealing a gnome." "A gnome, Ryan." I tried to stifle a laugh, but she wasn't kidding. "Did you message her?" "Oh, I did." Very professionally. She responded by saying I could resolve things amicably if I apologized and returned the item before a formal investigation began. Big mistake on Karen's part. Because Julia is a federal auditor for the Department of Treasury. Her entire career revolves around forensic accounting, documentation, and yes, investigating actual theft. Multi-million-dollar fraud cases, to be precise. She decided it was time to teach Karen the difference between assumptions and evidence. The next day, Julia showed up at Karen's house with a printed packet in hand. Notebooks, time-stamped maps of her jogging route from her Fitbit, GPS logs, a receipt from the coffee shop she stopped at after her run, even satellite data from the running app showing her proximity to Karen's property. "I thought you might appreciate real documentation," Julia said, smiling. "You implied you were opening an investigation, so I figured I'd assist." Karen's smugness melted into something between confusion and dread. I, uh, I was just trying to recover my property." Julia didn't raise her voice. She didn't have to. "If you make one more defamatory statement about me or file a false report with the HOA or the police, I will formally pursue action for harassment. And for the record, publicly accusing someone of theft without evidence is not protected speech." Karen blinked. "I didn't mean to." "I also contacted the HOA," Julia continued. "They've agreed to remove your post and issue a retraction. I'm also requesting an official apology be documented in the HOA's meeting minutes." It didn't end there. Turns out Karen's paranoia had crossed lines before, filing nuisance complaints, racially profiling a family last year, and bullying a teenager about skateboard noise. Julia compiled enough material that the HOA board finally stepped in. They voted to remove Karen from her position on the Rules Committee. She's now just a regular member with no clipboard privileges. As for the gnome, it was found 2 days later in the bushes behind her backyard fence, likely knocked over by a raccoon, or the wind, or karma.